I don't think it's going to show up.
Okay, welcome to Ideas with Diana. This is podcast number 8 for the new year with Nikita, Lon.
Hello,
Diana,
everyone.
And for today's topic, Lon, why don't you start with the brief This Week in History?
Oh, yes. Aside from the SARS cases, back in 1836, a siege at the Alamo began in San Antonio on February 23rd. And in 1861, President-elect Abraham Lincoln arrived secretly in Washington to take office because an assassination plot had been foiled in Greater Baltimore.
Yes,
That was a special train.
by the Copperheads. Yes,
Yeah.
those were the groups.
And the Pinkerton Detective Agency was in effect then.
Yes.
In 1905, though, the first Rotary Club service organized and was founded in Chicago by Mr. Paul Harris.
Okay.
Then in 1927, President Calvin Coolidge signed a bill creating the Federal Radio Commission, which is the forerunner to the Federal Commission.
Communications Commission.
Yeah.
Later in 1942, the first shelling of the U.S. mainland during World War II conquered the Japanese submarine and fired an oil refinery that had fired an oil refinery in Elwood, California. Must have been on the coast.
It was, yeah.
And then there was something up in Oregon they did too.
That was a balloon. That was a
And
balloon
the
bomb.
oceans,
That was a
yeah.
balloon bomb. That was a balloon bomb.
And in 42, the first, 1945. During World War II, and the U.S. Marines on Iwo Jima captured Mount
Fujiyama.
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 Where they raised the Americano flag.
Fujiyama.
And in 1954, the
Fujiagro.
first inoculation of children with the salt polio vaccine began in Pittsburgh,
Okay.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
That became very important.
news
in the
also,
60s.
And I was one of the early people, even though in 1961, that was,
I actually,
I was
did you
earlier.
actually meet Dr. Stoll?
No,
My
he
parents did.
went to
My parents
La Jolla.
Actually, he was visiting
Yeah,
the school, and
Well-
he gave me a shot, and I started crying because it hurt. Because the
Oh,
hypodermics, how big
Yeah.
were the hypodermics? Look how big they used to be.
Yeah,
That's how big the needles are?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Glass
I was
tubes.
just a little guy.
Yeah, glass tubes.
Yeah,
Glass
6 years old.
glass
Oh my
tubes.
God.
steel-
Glass tubes.
steel-
Yeah, the needles were about that long, and boy, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in 1980, Republican president candidate Ronald Reagan snapped at the microphone. I'm paying for this microphone in Nashua, New Hampshire,
Yes,
which his campaign sponsored. Reagan was responding to an attempt to turn off the microphone when he was objected to the exclusion of 4 other GOP candidates.
Right, so basically Trump is not the first.
No, and he won't be the last either.
Reagan was first.
Wait till we see the next debate after Super Tuesday.
Yes, we'll get into that.
All
You know,
right.
if we had Twitter in the 80s, Reagan would have been doing the same thing Trump is doing.
Definitely.
Sure,
Right.
if you knew how to do it.
Yeah.
In
We'll
an
get into that.
attempted coup back in Spain, 1981, 200 members of the civil guard invaded the parliament, taking lawmakers hostage. However, the attempt collapsed 18 hours later.
Ex-
And in 1985, the U.S. Senate confirmed Edwin Meese III to be the Attorney General.
Yes.
1989, the Senate Armed Services Committee voted against recommendation of John Tower to become the Defense Secretary.
I can't believe that.
Former Salvadorian
There's a red
president,
X up there?
That's all right. That's
Okay.
Go ahead, Ron.
Salvadorian President Jose Napoleon Duarte died in San Salvador, El Salvador. He was only 64. Back in 1991, if you might remember, President George W. Bush announced the Allied group offensive against the Iraqi forces had begun.
Desert Shield.
Yeah,
Which
because
would
of the
become
time
Desert Storm.
difference, it was already February
Which I was part of.
24th in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Persian
sure.
Gulf. And in 1996, the Iraqi news agency reported that Lieutenant General Hussein Kamel al-Mahid or whatever, and his brother Saddam Mahid, a pair of defectors who were also son-in-laws of Saddam Hussein,
Yes.
were killed by a clan member after returning to their homeland. A year later, 97 scientists in Scotland announced they had succeeded in cloning the adult mammal, producing the lamb called Dolly.
Sheep, yeah, I protested against that because I felt that was gonna, that we don't know enough
A
about.
test tube,
But I
test tube sheep.
protest because we don't know enough about human genetics, and if we make cloned sheep, what happens if we make too many cloned sheep and then we realize that we cloned the wrong parts of the sheep?
Well, I guess what? I guess that's already been done anyway.
It was, but I put a big protest on it.
Anyway, in 1999,
Until
Chicago
first
Mayor,
human.
Yeah,
First
Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley won a third full term in an election landslide over Bobby Rush.
yes.
And in 2001, Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld ordered an indefinite moratorium on civilian visitors operating military equipment, a possible factor in the deadly collision of a U.S. submarine and a Japanese fishing boat. In 2004, the Army canceled its Comanche helicopter program after sinking a whopping $6.9 billion
Yes.
into it for the next 21 years.
Yes, as much as the Osprey.
My God.
But the Osprey is the one that did bring Trump to Kenosha. There's the two Ospreys when they came to Kenosha one year.
Yeah,
now
well,
that, that baby that was it was all over, she became like a celebrity. A test tube baby is not an actual clone. No, it's kind of more like a
But Dolly,
slapped together idea.
but Dolly was.
Dolly's an actual clone. Yeah, actual.
That's right.
Test tube is,
That's right. But
test tube baby
and
is
in
not.
2005, a jury was selected in Santa Maria, California, which is north of Santa Barbara, to decide the fate of Michael Jackson's on charge that he had molested a teenage boy at his Neverland Ranch.
right.
And of course, Jackson was later acquitted.
Well, that's because basically he ran a parallel tape as he's being interviewed, uncut parallel tape, which Murray Povich did a special on. Mark, actually, your cousin Mark actually showed me that video program
Okay.
that was aired on Fox. Shortly after that, those allegations came out, which was a good thing. Fox.
Well, he just basically just went to the father and just said, how much will it cost
No,
just
well-
to shut this up? or
Well,
something like
Yeah,
that?
sort of a Ted Kennedy world.
Well, but
Why not?
actually, with Michael Jackson, no, when he showed the tape, he showed basically because the person interviewing me actually said he was a great person, but then when he made the cut tape,
Yeah,
it
of
was weird. It was exactly the opposite.
course.
So, because when that person was on Nightline, I never watched Nightline because basically I thought basically that Michael Jackson interview was a hack job that the person who actually did the damaging interview did.
Remember when he got on top of this car roof?
Yeah,
Yeah. Look at me, I'm in the parade.
yeah. But I mean, I still think Michael Jackson's a good person. I mean, that's
Well, he's deceased now.
Did you say you did or don't?
I still think Michael Jackson's a good person.
Well, I mean,
Oh, good.
the thing is,
he was
okay.
he was taking advantage of a hack job or was young
so you don't think he ever had
No,
any
no,
kind
no.
of,
no, 'cause,
and
my dad literally cried when he heard about what he was doing for the kids, bringing them over, giving a chance to relax and play. Because my dad was like when he was at polio, he just said, "Oh, it's nice to see someone who's that kind to do that." Because when those kids had leave, he saw all the pictures of all those kids crying, the nurses crying. But if they were abused, they wouldn't have been crying like that. Those were
so then in other words, the media was so strong that it just kept creating these allegations about him being
exactly
a pedophile.
right, exactly. And also Michael Jackson was married too.
Yes, he was, but he was a druggie, according to the autopsy.
Well, that's because of but when he was married, though, what happened?
Lisa.
But what his wife wasn't used to living in a high LA pressure, so he made an agreement with his wife to live in that small town where she lived, and basically he'd come and visit and help out. But basically he respected that. He still was loyal to her even many years, all throughout.
Well, they did have children.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So a lot of people were trying to say the reason why Lisa Marie Presley's there is for one thing to say, I'm a straight guy, so now I got a family. So kind of to break it off, right?
Right.
But then, I mean, it came down to she even said, Or do you think she was getting paid
Oh,
off to say stuff?
now, did you want to finish up? before we go on?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Hoffman Estates, based Sears Holding Company announced it would spin off more than 1,000 hometown hardware stores. They were losing their shirt, $770 million after a fourth quarter loss of $2.4 billion.
Okay.
That's
Well, now
terrible.
it's going to the main topic, because, folks, I just want to mention, today we ran into a scheduling thing. We only have about a short podcast today, about 10 minutes left.
Mhm.
What we're trying to do at the podcast is we're trying to have on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we can have recording facilities available, at 2 o'clock Central Time, as you see. So for our main topic, let's do old fashioned McLaughlin Group topic.
Sure.
Okay, the Democratic Party candidates running for president.
Mhm.
Does any of them have leadership? Yes or no? Ron, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm leaving the room on that note.
right.
I'm my own spokesman.
Well, Ron, yes or no? Yes or no?
Well,
I would say so, yes, I would.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, and, I kind of-
Leadership.
I-
We
I
need
kinda-
Leadership, does leadership capability to lead the country? Yes or no?
They have the
Who are you
capability.
talking about?
The Democratic Party candidates.
Oh, to be honest with you, I haven't really been following that.
All right, so that's.
Sure.
Okay.
I yield to the senator
All
of
right,
Minnesota.
all right. Well,
I mean,
I'll
I had so many things going on.
I'll say yes conditionally. If we consider Bernie Sanders or Biden, yes. Everyone else, the still
Well,
presidents in
Diane,
training.
how I look at it like this, if you're in this type of, doing the politics, right?
Yeah,
I mean, do you really want to make a fool out of yourself that you don't even know what you're doing?
exactly.
See what I mean? I mean, you have to be somewhat educated if you're really trying to sit there. Sooner or later, if you're just nothing but BS, it's going to backfire on you.
Oh, exactly.
It always does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, well, this week, just as we're starting to show, we saw a little flash up here on our computer about the coronavirus. That was.
Oh, yeah.
About the precautions are being made.
Yeah.
And this thing is real. It's big. But the thing is not to panic. But the main thing though is don't also be the type of the person, well, I'm so tough, I'm not going to go to emergency room until I'm literally coughing and sneezing. And if you don't be that tough either. If you see it, go. If you have to go to emergency room.
Well, how about saying if you have like an extended symptoms of the flu? I think that would.
Yeah.
You should go and have yourself checked. It
if
might not be the
yeah,
flu. It
and
might
if-
be, unfortunately, the virus.
And if you're in a work environment, like one time, I'll just give you an example from when I worked in the IT field. There's one person I worked with, he's a great computer repair guy. He knew how to repair computers. But one day he had a flu. He says, well, I'm tough. I'm gonna work even though I had the flu. And he worked. He came and well, guess what? Guess what happened the next day? All 5 of us had the flu, and the shop had to shut down.
Oh, bummer.
And what happened was that, and what happened was, so my point is, don't be that tough. This is serious because it is. So basically, call in sick, but don't be the tough guy or tough woman to try to say, well, I get that promotion. I'm gonna come in whether I'm coughing and working on my knees and stuff. No, this is not the type of virus to do it, folks. It's not a simple flu.
No, it's not. In fact, they even.
Stay home. Stay home.
A day or two, and if you're still feeling, the symptoms are worsened,
And call your doctor.
Yeah.
Or go to
get,
emergency room.
seek,
I have a
professional
question.
help.
Where did the virus come from? Does anybody know where it started?
Yeah.
Well, first cases were in China, but they don't know how the original.
Well, they believe it comes from, they say it comes from the seafood,
Yeah. Well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
like the fish,
Exactly. So
shrimp.
So
So the ocean.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But the other thing, China says high density population. So basically, that makes diseases faster to come. And the other thing is this disease is a pucker-ball virus. So basically, like the AIDS virus has many mutations that can go through.
Yeah, and that's what they're, right now, they're afraid that it might mutate in that. And of course, I've already seen the media about, they're not, basically Trump warns that we're now all of us are going to be able to afford, the vaccine.
Like, well, and see, yeah, Trump did give a thing last night, but
Sounds like a good markup.
But the point,
On the price.
the point is, so what happens with this is, it is like what the mayor of Chicago and other people said, there's no need to panic, but the problem is, just folks, there are gonna be people who are gonna try to speculate by buying paper masks to charge people $5 for a paper mask and stuff. And, if you see that stuff, report it, because basically no one should be speculating on a crisis like this,
Because it's just gonna just basically spread the paranoia
Exactly.
and all that type of
And
thing.
the other thing though is what happens, if you need to go to emergency because you don't have a doctor, go to emergency, because remember, in the United States, emergency rooms are authorized to provide complete care, stabilizing care, regardless of your ability to pay. And also their emergency rooms are required to provide translators if English is not your first language.
Oh, sure,
So-
yeah,
so-
there's no problem with linguistics today and all that.
And many hospitals have followed the policy that many sanctuary cities have followed, that they will
Mhm.
not deport you if you go to emergency room, or, if you are visiting foreign nationals. So don't be afraid of that. That's, because.
Yeah, and I know, it's a business, for the pharmaceutical
Right.
companies. It's like anything. I'm just this is in my opinion only. It's a business, nothing personal.
Oh, exactly.
We're here to make money.
But now to change the subject, one thing that I told Nikki about, and Matt, I haven't shown you yet, but
Mhm.
let's see. Let me bring it out over here. Just a minute. Yesterday, I ordered.
It always comes down to that.
Money?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I ordered the newest
Money's a
lap.
concept.
I ordered the newest laptops from Dell. This is actually.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is actually.
You just got it
This
yesterday.
is actually Experian 11 3000, but what I find what's really amazing though is you can actually go like this,
And turn into
a tablet,
No
a
way.
tablet. Yeah.
That's
iPad.
awesome.
and it has a touch screen plus
Oh,
high
cool.
security mode,
That
and
is
so
awesome.
4 hours on a charge. I tested last night. 4 hours on a charge
Yeah,
based on how I use it,
Wow.
and
So
so
then you just do this,
Yeah.
right?
and the thing though, for those basically using
Go all the way.
well, let's not do that now.
Yeah, it'll go
Okay.
all the way
Yeah.
down.
But for those using into STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics.
Yeah.
What
It's
I
nice
did
to
what I
use.
did was I loaded this up with open source software, Lazarus, Audacity for audio production,
Mhm.
MuseScore 2 for music composition, LibreOffice for word processing, CodeBlocks for C programming, Sharp Develop for .web development. Let's see, Paint.net for graphics, NAPS for multi-document scanning. So when you buy this with open source, you can really make yourself quite a big system. And we have some other systems we have been developing for medical, which we'll show you on later shows. Using this, I'll port these over, but
And a lot of that software is
Can I
available.
see that, Tony?
Available download, free download.
yeah, on SourceForge.
Yeah, on source.
Yeah.
Forge, yeah.
Now the thing about with this Dell is just remember, whenever I endorse a product, we are not paid by the company to endorse a product. We just tell you we buy product. We tell you about products we buy, products we tested, and I've been with Dell for over 15 years like that,
It just tells you.
like that, and that. So it's so basically what I was going to say is for someone wanting to get a computer, this was about $200 worth of discounts, normally about $350, $400 as is.
Mhm.
64. I got confused. I remember not to say megabyte. I got to say 64 gigabyte of internal memory.
No, megabyte.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
64 and 4 gigabytes of RAM, which runs pretty fast.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it okay to ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is that compatible with like music software?
Exactly, it is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
And it becomes a laptop. A tablet.
Yeah, so
That's
you
awesome.
can, so you can hook up a MIDI keyboard, MIDI instrument to it, synthesizer.
Cool.
There's so many things that you can just download free.
That's awesome.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
So,
really good.
And
news.
I'm thinking about getting one myself.
No,
Me
I've been,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and I've been waiting 20 years to see this, because the first time I used a touchscreen was an old control data mainframe, which is the old CRT screen.
Oh, geez.
And
Oh,
so
wow.
I've been waiting for this, and the second one was the original HP, was an HP that came out in the early 90s, but we couldn't afford it, it's 5,000, but 220, 350, good deal.
Yeah.
And what
I
model
just
is
wanted
that?
to just,
What model is it? Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, a little stem here real quick. Right now.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said,
Okay, go ahead.
right now, astronomers have found what they call a hot Jupiter, meaning it's the size of Jupiter. A planet that basically, are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? In 1 year, goes around its sun in 18 hours.
Oh, wow.
Less than one.
Oh, it does in 18 years?
A Jupiter-sized planet is so close to the sun that they're basically are predicting that will spiral in and be destroyed and all that type of thing. But basically, it is one of the closest of such a large, massive object. 1 year to go around its sun is 18 hours of Earth Earth time.
Yeah.
Oh, 18 hours to go around the sun, eh?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
No. We take 1 year. It does it in 18 hours.
18
No, what's the name of it?
Less than a day. You can look it up. It has like a classification
Oh, yeah.
number, and all, but it was all over the anything to do with STEM, science, technology.
But the other thing I want to mention about this too is, just before we close up though.
Just amazing stuff. Universe.
No, this computer, I believe, let's see, yes, it is made in China and Ireland. But the thing is, Dell has most of its facilities in the U.S. and Austin, which I do support. Which I do support local content, because I do also, Dell does make sure that its workers are treated properly. So that's another thing whenever I buy products. That's why I will not buy an iPhone, because there have been cases where the iPhones have been made in China.
So it's completely made in China now.
Well, no, this is made in the U.S.
No, the iPhone is completely. It's unfortunately.
So
Yeah.
what happens with products that I hear about where the workers are not treated properly, I will not buy. That's why I will not buy an iPhone.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
But I
Yeah.
always will buy a Dell, because
No, you did mention Ireland.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not solid China.
But they do treat their people. So we should think about social investing again. So
Tell them the model.
this is the Experian 11-3000 model.
11,300.
And this one was made in let's see, 2000, actually this year, actually. Wow.
No way, that's so awesome.
It should
Did you go to the
be.
Dell.com website? Have
Yeah,
it custom
yeah,
made for you?
yeah.
Did they mail it to you?
Oh yeah. Now this one's just without custom made, because when you do order it, you can order it with different features. I ordered just plain.
Okay.
But if you sign up at Dell.com, you do get great discounts and other stuff.
Yeah, I did.
And
already.
also, for those of you, who are in the military, like me, a military contract, you do get also discounts too. That helps, you can buy to your family, or your grandkids or something.
Now, how big was the package? The box?
Box was about like this.
Oh.
A big egg crate.
Adequate. Well, no, adequate, protection.
Yeah,
From blows.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, now, we have about 2 minutes left, so Matt, would you have a closing thought? And then Nikita, you can go.
Oh, yeah. Have a closing thought. Love one another. Appreciate your freedom and the gifts you have. Try to learn and grow and help other people. That's what I have to say today.
That sounds good. And Nikita?
Yeah, it's just like I said, I'm so glad I live in a world where, from black hole, which was theorized, is now reality and all that.
Exactly.
Gravitational wave
Far
have
out,
been
man.
detected. The first one took 40 years to finally, but they say that it left 3 billion years ago, and it took 3 billion years to finally get detected by the Earth.
Yeah.
That's amazing when you think how long we've been here. Like 2.5 million years. So this wave's been traveling, but just imagine if you were right next to that wave 3 billion years ago. It would probably be the most unbelievably catastrophic, explosion ever seen.
Okay, and we have about 30 seconds left.
Go ahead.
What I just want to say is basically for a closing thought, we've watched the Democratic debates, watched the political debates. There's a lot of spin coming at you, like this way. It's like Bo Durham. instead of the fastball, you're getting all the curves.
Mm.
Sometimes it's better just to tune out so you can think about what you've observed, because you really can't get overwhelmed by all these curves and everything else. So
True.
take some time to tune out a little bit and think about it, because these media curves, they're very sophisticated. So and it's done by both sides. So one side does not have a halo. Both. So
Oh, I agree.
critically evaluate both sides. And I won't give a preference for presidential candidate, but I'll just say I believe in candidates that believe in healthcare, social reform, but I don't believe in communism. This has been Ideas with Diana on February 27th, 2020. And we'll see you next week, either Tuesday or Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And let us know what you think. Our website is on Ideas with Diana on Twitter.
All right. Now, can you imagine how that wave is so